you who have joined the session today. My voice is clear and audible. So uh, I will go with my introduction and would also expect you if you could also help me with your introductions and your aspirations to join this session. Right. And anytime you have any challenges, feel free to use the chat option. If you are unable to unmute yourself or you have any challenges, feel free to use the chat option by which we can communicate. Okay, great. So let me introduce myself and then probably we'll go with all of you. My name is Raghu Kumar and I have been with SAP for more than 18 years. I have worked with different industries like chemicals, mining, rope making, life sciences, automobiles, fabrication, mill industry have been the very significant one. And I had my journey with SAP ECC, then S4, and SAP APO, and then of course with SAP S4 HANA with EPPDS, with AATP, and SAP IBP also. I have been working as a solution architect for different industries since more than 10 years from now, and I have been the major contributor for supply chain community. SCN community is what we refer to in the space of production planning and material management and sales and distribution planning also. So I would go with uh, each by name so that probably it could help us who are all have joined, and probably as I mentioned, please help me with your introduction and your aspiration to join this session. I will go with Satish first. Hi Satish.
Hey, hello. Hello all. This is Satish. I'm a SAP consultant with 10 plus years of experience. I don't have a basic knowledge in APO or PPDS. So, and my company is good. Maybe 1 or 2 years they are planning to go into PPDS. So before that, I want to learn and try to implement when exactly company transferring or moving into PPDS.
Understood. Thanks
Thank
Satish.
you.
Then we have Umesh.
Hi, this is Umesh here. I'm having almost 13 years of experience in SAP PPQM. I never explore ePPDS, even though in my last previous implementation project, there was a separate ePPDS and PPDS APO related consultant were available. Now I'm going to another account, and here it is a support project where I'm looking some opportunity to learn and get some hands-on with the APO modules and ePPDS. So I thought that I should have better knowledge. So that is the reason I'm joining these sessions.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks Umesh. We have Ashish with us. Hi Ashish.
Hi Raghu. Hi everyone. So yeah, I am Ashish. Actually, I am working in a SAP PPDS project only. But now the PPDS is now they are continuing, and now it is being shifted to ePPDS. So that's why I wanted to explore this ePPDS and so get
Great.
into the
Thanks Ashish. Then we have Abhishek with us. Hi Abhishek. Can you hear me, Abhishek? Okay, feel free if you can rejoin. I'm sorry I can't hear you, Abhishek. Uh,
I think
yeah, Sana, can you please help him?
Hi, good evening all.
Yeah, hi Jitendra.
Hi, hi.
Can you please introduce yourself, Jitendra?
Yes, sure. My name is Jitendra Kumar Khandua, and I am having around 6 years of experience, and I am working as a SAP PPQM consultant right now. And I'm willing to learn this SAP PPDS because nowadays this PPDS demand is high and the source is very less. So for that reason, I am willing to learn this
Great.
PPDS.
Thanks, Jitendra. Then we
Yeah.
have Vivek with us. Hi, Vivek.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Vivek. Been in SAP supply chain planning for nearly 20 years now, working as a POIBP consultant. Have a bit of knowledge of PPDS, but yes, as the lead guy said, there's demand upcoming for EPPDS a lot, and the resources are less, so could be something to explore.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay. So, okay. Will I'll start sharing my screen so that I would further go to brief you about how our sessions are tailored for you people. And Sana, please help me once Abhishek is joining so that I can take his quick introduction. But yeah, in the meantime, let me share my screen. Please let me know once you are able to see my screen. Can someone confirm?
Yes, we can see your screen
Yeah,
now.
we can see now.
Great, perfect. So our sessions, there are three important aspects our sessions are into classified into, starting with gap analysis discussions, followed by the training content, and the last one, which is very essential and very important, user stories. So the gap analysis discussions briefs us about what are the prerequisites topics which are essentially needed for us as we further progress to understand the length and depth about the topics. So gap analysis sessions are interactive by their nature. They help us to understand how significant a client would look forward to consider specifically, let's say, about any of the feature of advanced planning. Why should they consider it, and how does it fit to their business process? So those are ways of understanding about the current business cases, and at the same time how it could be efficiently makes the overall fitting of that specific feature, or maybe the techniques which are going to be used, is being discussed under this gap analysis discussion. Then of course training content itself is like the topic which we are going to discuss about it. And then the user stories. A user story is all about, like, whenever we speak about the supply chain process, right? You see there are different types of roles are involved in it. Overall in the supply chain, you have production planners, you have sales marketing head, you have distribution network head, and so on. So a lot of different players who are involved, so each of them come with a significant challenge on the way of how this planning could affect them, or how it could affect the overall, you say, the synopsis of supply chain. So we are going to understand how a specific use case about how the planners are going through a phase or situation, and then how the techniques or methodologies which we are going to understand, how are they going to help the overall process to be, maybe it's an improvement of the process, or it could be sometimes a mitigation to the existing problem. How are they going to manage? Overall it comes under the user story. So this is all where my experience I could give to your user stories, so that you will understand the length and depth about the topic issue, and how we are going to propagate to that, right? So these are the three important aspects. Any questions to me on these three aspects? Are we clear?
So are we going to have a standard syllabus and that is going to be distributed in this three format? Is it like that?
Do you mind to repeat the question? I'm sorry.
I'm saying that I saw your syllabus, right? So
Hmm.
the syllabus is going to be a part of this three session, right? It is going to be
Correct.
covered in this
So
part.
every
Okay.
session would go through. So I think you only would have gone to the training content, but this
Yeah.
gap analysis discussion and the user stories, they would come as we progress to the each of the topics. So that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So no questions on this. I feel that I will take the silence as no questions. So I want to just play a short video, and I want all your eyes and ears onto the video. There are a few questions we are gonna take up after the video, and then let's try to see what makes EPPD special, and what are the different things a client would think as a part of the strategy while they are trying to consider EPPDs into their landscape. Okay, So I just want to ensure that you people are able to hear the audio. So just a moment, I may reshare my screen.
Elemental bonding, created with
I will be muted, but just I want someone to confirm if you are able to hear me. Someone can just unmute yourself and just say for within a second where the play starts, so that I am aware that you people are able to hear the sound. Okay, help me with that, people. Uh, okay, great.
Sure.
this life-saving drug is
Yeah, we
made
can hear.
from different chemicals at elemental bonding, created with precision and accuracy.
Okay. Uh, I see. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope you are able to hear me now. Is that
Yes,
yes?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So can someone tell me which specific industry did I choose?
Dharma.
It's pharma
Pharma. Great, great.
process industry.
I okay. I also see Ediberto. Hi, Ediberto. Thanks for joining. I hope you have not missed any of the initial discussion. Can you hear us? Um, Feel free to use the chat option if you have any questions. Okay. So let me go to the first important aspect. So what you have seen is there was a person who was trying to showcase the tablets, which is, let's say for example, the finished good, right? So the one which we take as a customer, we take it as a consumption point of view. But where do you think the planning would start? Does it start at the tablet level, or does it start from where? What is the start point of the planning? Can someone tell me?
Market demand.
Perfect. Market demand. Before that, or any other things? So I have went to the
Market
tablet, but
survey first and then go for the market demand, something like that.
mhm. Any other responses? Market demand. What was the other response? Sorry.
From the past historical data,
Okay. Any other? Can I say about, like, if I'm considering the same life sciences industry as an example, So probably just imagine if I
Any
have to
seasonal
understand
data?
seasonality. Okay. Hmm.
Specific disease like COVID or something, in that case, they have to develop something new or they might have more requirement.
Very good case. I will let everyone doesn't require introduction to this COVID.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's one of the very strong example. Very good. Yeah. What else? So you say here, whenever you are trying to evaluate, you say that the planning, Raghu, it starts most in the case of understanding about the demand, right? And then what happens next? Okay, I understand. Okay, there is, maybe I'll take any of this, right? Probably it could be seasonal, or maybe because of past sales history, or maybe the market is trying to come up with there's a gap in the market, or there's a need in the market of specific type of thing, and or maybe this is like some case like widespread of a specific disease like COVID, something like that. So there is a need of a specific material. So this, of course, there's a very clear signal that okay, demand is the first initial stepping stone for our planning. Perfect. What next? Okay, as a client, now I understand that there is a demand. What would be the next thing I have to look for? Team.
Capacity?
Perfect. Okay. So I'll just try to tweak it little. So probably not just, of course, capacity is indeed it's a little detailed by its nature, by its answer. I agree, appreciate very much. So probably I'll try to understand ways of achieving. Can I say that? Ways of achieving. So probably I could do it by maybe sometimes even a procurement from some place to another place, right? Of course, which are I'm referring it as external planning. And next followed by in-house, which is nothing but
In-house.
yeah, capacity what you are referring to, in-house production. Perfect. So the horizon of overall planning, which is very essential, it grows in three important aspects, which is like long-term planning, mid-term planning, and short-term planning. So a long term planning, it is very much rough, or you would say it is not very clear by its numbers, Raghu, because it's all about evaluations, it's all about a certain projections. On that basis your numbers are driven. Hello, all of us agree with that? It's all about
Yes.
a certain projections, like okay,
Yeah.
Raghu, I feel for a country like say India, I would say around uh, 4.5 crores of a specific drug will be needed for next upcoming 2026 or 2027 period. But this is just a number. Probably you don't really understand which specific city and all. Probably it's just in statistics. You have tried to evaluate or make up this number. So that's a long term. But when you, as you grow towards the midterm, or you say the midterm planning, probably you have a little more concrete numbers on which you need to work, number one primarily, and also what you also have the timelines by which you want it to do. So if I say for example flu is something which comes in our country very oftenly in the rainy season, so I know already that okay, I'm in the summer season now. I have 3 to 4 months of time by which I need to get ensured that I have the sufficient capacity of drug being manufactured so that I can distribute across, let's say, right? So in this case, a midterm has a little more constraints being applied, and I also have a little concrete numbers. Then comes the short term planning, where you have the actual plan which is going to make up the actual numbers to be on which you are going to make the production, let's say, or maybe the procurement also, but of course here I'm trying to be focusing on production, let's say, in this case. So probably I want to understand what is my capacity, or what is my capacity planning, and what is my material planning. So capacity, planning and material planning, these are two different worlds, and I have to knit, or I have to uh, combine this both of these planning strategies into one single answer by which I should be able to determine how strong is my short term planning. So our EPPDS planning, which one do you think it supports? Any guess? I hope
Both.
my screen is visible. Yeah. So the short term planning is achieved by, is it short term or is it mid term or long term? Which one do you think EPPDS will do it? Just a
Short
guess.
term.
Short
Short
term.
term. Perfect.
Short term,
Indeed.
short term. Always EPPTS will do the short term. There will be nothing to do with the long term or mid term.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you please repeat your question?
I'm, I'm, not- I'm not asking any questions, sir. I just wanted to confirm that regarding the EPPDS,
Hmm.
the short term will be most suitable things for that. For long term and mid term, we need to use the other planning tool, or because that will be not for the PPDS, because PPDS is always used for the short term. We can do
Correct.
that for the midterm also, but that is not fruitful.
Yeah. So for coming to midterm and long term, SAP has provided another planning tool called SAP IBP. So there's a reason why I want to also bring up this SAP IBP. So here we have demand planning, and here for midterm we have something called
Yep.
OBP.
Okay.
Response planning, we say OBP is nothing but order based planning. So response planning. So these are the tools available where you can also do your midterm and long term planning. And for short term, it is of course EPPDS. Questions before I further proceed? Okay, I'll take the silence as no. No questions. Okay. Can someone help me? What does E stands for? Anyone?
Embedded.
Embedded. Great. But what really it means by embedded?
It is
Earlier
External.
in
merging
ECC,
with
it was
S/4HANA.
a different server with CIF. Now it S4HANA. We don't have to go
Mhm.
for two different servers. It is an integral part of S4HANA itself. So
Correct.
that is something I
Ve-
understand.
Very good, very good. So of course I will go, well, as we further move to the architecture, we will clearly understand how it is different. Very well said. I think it was an answer from Jitendra. Appreciate. Yes. So earlier we used to have ECC and APO as two different boxes. But okay, Raghu, what has changed? Raghu, what is our advantage today we have, which was not available earlier, that made them to have two different boxes earlier, and why do we have it today as one single box? Could be a question what we would get, right? So as you know, SAP S4 HANA, so HANA database is what SAP is offering. So when I say HANA database, it actually comes, you also know that it is called as in-memory processing. What does it mean? Which means that it can do the data operations. So when I say about data operations, there can be like two major instances at which you see your database gets affected, or you would say that it is going to be responsive. Number one, when you're updating a record, and number two, when you're trying to extract the information, like probably you want to know how many number of sale orders were created in the month of January. So you're trying to make a query onto your database and it is going to give you a response. That's one case. Or probably you're trying to save a sale order, let's say example. That's another case where it's like an update or probably a query. On these two different aspects, your database is going to be responsive. So earlier, to get this two efficiently managed, so Raghu, are you saying that SAP ECC doesn't have capability to do analysis? No, that's not the case. But it is especially meant to record your transactions faster. But to get this analytics or to perform this analysis more and more, they have got BW system, or they have got APO system, where we have something called live cache. So we are going to understand more about live cache, how it is going to work, what is the significance of it, and is it today is Raghu today ePPDS when you are referring to is live cache out of box or all? These questions we are going to understand in our next session, P team, and we'll also understand what is the difference it brings. There's something called row and column orientation, very interesting topic we'll understand. So that makes the real build and structure of how the ePPDS works and the new structure wise, the architecture wise, how it is different from SAP ECC also we are going to understand. So I very strongly believe people, right? If you want to appreciate the new, you need to know the old also. So what I mean to say is probably if I was trying to drive a manual car which doesn't didn't had a power steering and all, and today if going to be given a power steering car, I would be able to appreciate, oh my god, how nice it is now, how greatly it is helping to make my drive faster, efficient, and so on. So probably in order to know that, probably I should also have experienced, or I should be knowing at least what were the challenges I had when I was using an older type of car, right? In a similar fashion, for us to know how efficient is this new SAP S4HANA ePPDS, we'll also try to understand or take some little background about how the older box used to be, or how the older setup of APO used to be, so that we understand how simplified the new box it is. At the same time, what are the different advantages it brings when we compare it with the older one, right? So that's what I mean by appreciating the new when we are getting an awareness on old. Yeah. Any questions before I further continue? Great. So we'll further probably understand, like let's say for example, when I'm speaking about capacity planning and material planning, so I was considering a simple example of a tablet, right? Let's say so probably where we have seen that the tablet making would only start when you say that okay, every essential component of it, let's say for example Dolo 650 is one of the tablet which we generally use day in day out. So it has a lot of different chemical compositions it is needed. And you will also say to me that, hey Raghu, even one of the material, if it is not existing or available, you will not get your finished product, right? Of course, no doubt, that's the reason why material planning is also important. So we will touch base a few essential methodologies. So I will not say that these are not retired, or probably I will not even say that these are not compromised techniques, but in spite of having those working and running methodologies or technologies point of view, there was still a need, or there was still a gap that the SAP has to understand that okay, not every material can be doable planning in the same level of methodologies. So that's the reason why they want to use advanced planning for a specific categorized materials. So the next question what we should to understand is, how does the client, or probably a customer, whoever it is, recognize a planning strategy? So have you ever heard about SCORE model? Any of you here?
No, I haven't.
No.
Okay. SCORE stands for supply chain operations reference model. Okay, let me introduce you let me just write down a few branded companies names, and I'm pretty much sure you say that, Raghu, we don't need introduction about this names of the brands, like say Amazon, Dell, Nike, Apple, Samsung, and FedEx. If I'm gonna say, you all would say that, Raghu, yes, these all are the known brands across the globe, and you also know what type of services they provide. I want to say that there is something all of this have in common. Can you tell me what it could be? All of this, they have something in common.
Are using the SAP ERP? All?
No. They
Role of
all
plan.
follow the SCOR model.
Mhm.
Okay. So what does it mean? Okay, understood. Okay, little anxiety now. What is a SCOR model? Why are they trying to use it? Let's understand. So what a SCOR model says is any of your, or I will say, what are the different processes you have in your organization? Let's say they are all can be classified into this below categorization processes. One is plan, make, source, deliver, returns, and enablement. So these are the significant six processes in which all of the overall processes, any of this company which they are efficiently managing these processes, and one being a leader in, or maybe the best processes they are having, that makes them the market leader. For example, I say the sourcing strategies which Amazon has is the best in the model across the globe. That makes it a world leader. Example, right? Similarly, the Dell is like for the make process, what they have is best in the strategy in the overall. They may have other competitors also, but this process which they have is very much efficiently managed. That's the reason why they become the market leader. Fair enough. So, but in spite of though I am saying that they are very much good at this process, but of all of these different processes, there's one essential segment which takes the highest leap, and which is nothing but our plan processes, people. So the plan process is given the highest preference or priority, because they also know that if this process is improvised, the rest of the processes would also get improvised. You all agree with me? Hello, any questions? We can take a small example if needed. You can challenge me. Let's say for example, the same Amazon as an example. So probably I have the best sourcing process. Okay, I know who is the best vendor from whom I can get, and what is the location of the customer and all. But if I don't have made a plan of, okay, when should I start procurement, when should I start start delivering to the customer, so probably I may eventually end up with very less margins, or probably I'm trying to buy at a very maybe I'm getting it delivered with a late fees and so on, right? You all agree with me? So that means though I have a very efficient processes, the plan takes the highest dominance. You all agree with me, team? Questions?
Yes.
Great, fair enough. Now, so as a context of plan, we are trying to realize that yes, in order to ensure that even the make or source or deliver or return or enablement, plan takes the highest prioritization. So now in the coming to the plan, as we just now have discussed that the overall horizon wise, we already have long term and mid term planning tools. Sometimes a client could use different planning tools for each of the horizon. For long term, probably they may use one technology, and for the mid term they can use another technology, and for short term they can also use a different technology. For SAP, the plan point of view, eppds plays a very significant role, because it does the planning to a very minute extent. Can someone, can I give a guesswork, what extent of minute level of planning can eppds can give? Any guess to what extent of minute level planning it can give? Any one of you? Feel free. Can it be like for a week, or days, or hours? What level of minute level of time
Maybe
granularity
till
sorry,
second.
What was the question, sir? Can you repeat one more time? Sorry for that.
no problem.
I
I'm
think by
saying
day.
by day is one response. I got it. Great. So there was a
Seconds.
there were there was a ask for one of the participant to help with the question. So I was telling that plan is of course a very essential portion, is what we have already understood. And let's try to understand the EPPDS granularity, to which extent it can do. Like when I say granularity level of planning is like to what accuracy it is going to tell me that, hey Raghu, you will get your material by next week, or you'll get your material by next say today is 11th, probably it is going to give me at a day wise, like Monday, Tuesday and so on. Or is it like it is going to give you at a hour level? So one of the colleagues said that it is at second level. The answer is yes, it gives you the planning accuracy to a second level. So of course a complex process, so called planning, and you're getting the evaluation or you're getting the accuracy to a seconds level is enough. Raghu, can't we go for milliseconds? No, boss, that's not needed, right? So it's not, there's not going to be big change, right? So that's the highest level of what you could expect, and EPPD is already doing that. So that's the reason why you would see there's a lot of need for the customers or for the clients to go and adopt for EPPDS, because it does gives you the accuracy to the extent of seconds, right? So that's the uh, the granular level at which it does the planning. Okay, so if it has to do that, if it has to do that extension level of planning, so we are going to understand what is a mechanism it goes through, what is the way how it tries to look at the data, and why it is so complex, that doing a material planning and capacity planning together is not an easy job. At the same time, what are the different features it speaks about? We are going to understand little more details about it in our next session, wherein I will start with a very clear understanding about how the architecture wise the changes they have brought, what are the inherited technologies they have bought, which by which you see there is a change in the way how it was not achievable earlier when it was an ECC and APO, and how it is doable today with EPPDS and within one single system, and what is the advantage it brings to the client when they go for implementation of EPPDS. We are going to understand further in tomorrow's session. Right. Okay, so as how you see that we are going to go to the details about why are we trying to go for the planning. We took the little deeper portion of why should a company or a client should consider EPPDS, right? So this is what I would refer it as, for your understanding, a gap analysis session, wherein we are trying to understand the nuisances along or across the topic, and then probably we will go into the actual deeper portion. And then of course we also have a user story. We are going to get a first user story for tomorrow, wherein you will understand a planner when he is trying to recognize the overall different materials. So we have a dedicated user story called as functional and innovative material classification and evaluation. So this is the user story which we are going to work on. So but I'll just give you little background about this already, and probably you will understand, okay, how does we look, how does it look in the system. So you all will be also getting access to the SAP systems team. So you are going to also, as I mentioned, your user story comes with a certain exercise. You come with a problem statement, and then we'll try to understand how it is going to be resolved along with going into the system. It's not just going to be theory, it also comes up with the system, right? So okay. Functional and innovative material classification and evaluation. So majority wise, like functional and innovative material classification, let's try to understand this. Before I go to the topic, let's try to take a few materials into example, and let's try to understand what does it mean by functional and what does it mean by innovative, and let's try to do that exercise of why can it be considered as innovative. Let's try to understand. Let's say for example, uh, a hammer and a mobile phone. If I take this example of a hammer, you say, Raghu, the way how a hammer used to look like in your childhood, and maybe next even after 10 years from now, it's going to be still the same, boss, and the purpose is still going to same. You say that, Raghu, I'm going to fix the nail until unless you break someone's head, let's say, for the fun part, right? You are saying that, Raghu, the purpose of its usage is still the same, Raghu, to fix a nail. Hello? You are with me?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Then mobile phone. So if I say the way how it has been, the usage wise, for probably you say that, Raghu, 15 or 10 years back, probably a mobile phone was just a medium for only for communication. But today you say, Raghu, I do a lot of other things, right? Now, if I'm going to ask you a fair classification, which one do you consider as functional and which one do you consider as innovative? Can anyone of you respond?
Hammer is the functional and mobile is phone is the
Perfect.
Innovative.
innovative.
Innovative. Very good. So probably, but this it still should have a definition, Raghu, on which basis you should be able to tell us that whether it's a functional or innovative. Yes, of course it does. A material, the way how it's procured, or it's not all of them, or maybe it can be one of them, or it can be sometimes all together. Procured, produced, or used does not change over a stipulated period of time is called a functional material. So the vice versa of it is innovative. The material, the way how it is procured or produced or used or altogether is changed over a stipulated period of time is called as innovative, right? So now we clearly understood that, okay, Raghu, taking the material itself, I understand that there can be different other classifications, but for innovative, I completely understand that I cannot use the same type of planning what I do for functional. So how does advanced planning does, and how it is going to ensure that it is giving a lot of attraction towards advanced. I mean, it being it's saying it as an advanced planning tool, how it is going to ensure that innovative type of materials. So here I took a very simple example of hammer and mobile phone, but when we are going to go into our use case, we are going to do this evaluation about what are the different types of materials we have, what gives it a weightage of being innovative, and what is the other reasons or factors which are going to be considered by the client as a user story while we are going to consider that material, and how the planning strategy changes for it, right? So that's the way how we are going to evaluate our user story and then understand how are we going to help a production planner to understand the differences of ensuring that the planning wise the strategy he's going to use is going to differ. At the same time, it is ensured that he does a right relevant amount of planning to get it achieved, right? So that's the overall user story we are going to learn in the tomorrow session, and then probably understand the more details about how it is going to be configured in the system too. Questions to me? Okay, I see there are a few fresh faces coming up. Feel free, you can of course use your chat option if you have any questions, and this session is recorded. Our coordination team will help you if you have any other questions, they can help you out, right? So I think this is the way how I just want to give you a brief about how our sessions would be going on. So I will stop the screen sharing at this point of time, and please let me know if you have any other questions. Feel free to unmute yourself. Yeah. Any questions? I see there are few people. Feel free if you want to introduce yourself, and give your brief about your aspirations to join the session. Anyone of you want to take this opportunity?
Yeah, let me reintroduce myself. So I am Rahul Kumar, and I am having around of 17 years of SAP APO experience and work in the various APO models. And I am trying to learn the EPPDS. So I already did some basic kind of training to the recorded video and all things. Still, I'm
Great.
trying to more work kind of practical knowledge kind of things.
Great. Sure, Rahul. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. Anyone else would like to introduce yourself?
I think Assurance Mashoko, you have joined just now, right? You can speak to the trainer if you have any doubts. Actually, he joined little bit, Raghu,
No
little late.
problem.
Mm.
Help him with the recording if needed, and
Yes.
feel free if they want to get connected. I'm more than happy to help the people. Great. So if no other questions, I think Sana, we can close the bridge, or if there are any other questions, I'm happy to take.
Okay, guys, if you have no questions, then maybe we can close here, or if you can just ask your queries, then we can just go ahead with that.
So, Sana and Raghu, tomorrow we will have the session at the same time.
Okay, regarding the schedule of the sessions and coming to the course fees and recordings of the classes and the schedule, everything, I will be letting you guys know about that. Okay, tomorrow we don't have the session. We are planning for the session in the weekends, and we will start the batch coming Saturday. Okay, and this will be only weekend classes, Saturday and Sunday, and the timings of the sessions will be from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST, 2 hours to 2.5 hours on Saturday, and 2 hours to 2.5 hours on Sunday. Okay, so in this way, Raghu, I think so we will be completing the batch in 2 months.
Yes.
Okay, so the duration of the course will be around 2 months, or if it goes longer, that should not be a problem, because our major agenda is covering the full course and covering the full topics, whatever we are uh, letting you know about that. Okay, and coming to the full course fees and the server access and the recordings of the sessions, I'll be talking to you personally after this session. I think it's clear, or you have any more doubts about that?
Hello.
Yes, individually or by email, all the information. I'm very interested. I'm from Mexico, and I want to I want to take this training. So I have some doubts, fees. Um,
Sure, sure, Ediberto. I will be sharing the information through email, as well as I will be sharing the information through WhatsApp as well. Okay.
okay.
Today we are done with the demo, right? I will be sharing this demo recording also with you for your reference, so that you can go through that recording, and the other details for enrollment. I will be sharing everything through email as well as on WhatsApp, and I will be personally in touch with all of you to help you enrolling for this course.
Great. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
Sana and Raghu, I am having one question like within this course, shall we get kind of a real time exposure with any kind of live project, such kind of real time activity exposure?
Yeah, that's the reason we have the user stories. So that's the one where we get the real time challenges, what we have experienced in our overall career journey. We are bringing them as a user story so that you could be able to realize how that specific topics are helping in the real time. Jitendra.
Okay, so it
Great.
kind of the story. It's not like kind of live project.
Yeah, so it revolves around the real time experience.
Okay.
Okay, guys, see what is the agenda of this training is like. After you're done with this training, you will be able to clear your interviews on S4HANA PPDS without anyone's help. That is one guarantee we can give you. So that kind of quality knowledge you'll be getting. And the second thing is like you will be able to work on any implementation project or support project without anyone's help. Okay, that kind of a complete training it will be there, right, Raghu?
Yes, so this is going to be a much more detailed. It's not just going to be on just a system navigation and all, but probably it is exercise driven. Assignments are also going to be there as a part of the user story. So it's more about a completely driving of the case in the system that gives you a complete picture of how the system works. So that's the reason why it is going to be more brings up such of a confident to all of you people. Yeah.
Right. And whatever the course content is there, I'll be sharing with you guys, where you'll be getting the complete picture, like what Raghu is going to cover. And as I told you, the remaining details also I'll be sharing. I think I'm done, Raghu. If anything is there, you can just take it up. Thank you.
Great.
And one last question, Shana, how long we can access the server, and you guys will also provide the recorded training sessions video.
Yes, we do provide the recording training sessions as well, and the server access will be for 2 months. And these details also I will be sharing through email as well as on WhatsApp. Okay.
No, my question is that suppose the training will over after 2 months, and still if we want to continue with this practice session, so is it
Yes,
not possible to?
yeah, after 2 months, if you still need the server access, you can avail the server access for per month basis. Okay. And there is a separate cost per month. So I'll let you know what will be the cost. Okay. That should not be a problem.
Thanks. Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Sana, one more thing. So already I am having the S4HANA. So it is quite enough to have all the kind of exercise. Yeah, we should get we should be get this some kind of other servers for this PPDS.
See, actually, if you have the server access with you of S4 HANA,
Yeah.
I really don't know what is the configuration, and all the configurations are working or not working. I really don't have idea on that part. So if you
Okay.
use the server access what Raghu is using, then it will
Okay.
be easy for you to practice. You can just check whenever if you
Okay. Fine.
Okay, great. I think
hello guys, sorry, I think I lost the voice. Can you hear me?
yes, Anna, you're audible.
Yeah, so what I was saying is like I can share the server access for 1 day for the test practice. You can just check if it's the same server, then you can go ahead with your server, or otherwise it is better to use what Raku is using because it's more better for the practice. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Any more doubts, guys?
Okay, I think no. So thank you so much, Sana, for setting up this call. So
Yeah, thank
I'll
you,
now
Raghu. Thank you so much.
close the
So
bridge.
I'll get back to you with all the information and we'll start next weekend. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
attending. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.